Listen, I know you're thinking, Nick, this isn't your usual recording camera, and you're right. That would be because I'm in the process of moving right now, but I have an unboxing video to film, and I have no idea where my usual camera is. I also have to be about 30 miles south right now in 25 minutes, but because my battery died on my car, I'm gonna be significantly late. So genuinely, what are we doing today? Well, that's a good question. We're actually going to a live unboxing. You see, Harmmy Anime is doing a live unboxing of a brand new exclusive figure. Now, the reason that this statue is exclusive is that it's technically unreleased, and very few people on Earth have access to it right now. So I get to be one of the people fortunate enough to get my hands on it before it even gets released and then see what it looks like built. Unfortunately for me though, Harmy's store doesn't have a computer, which means we're meeting at an internet cafe about an hour and a half with traffic south of where I live. Now you're in LA. But if I was just unboxing a statue for Harmmy, why would I make an unboxing video about it? And that's a great question. And that's because I'm not just unboxing a statue for Harmmy, I'm also getting paid a little appearance fee, if you shall. And that little appearance fee happens to be our first ever Demon Slayer statue. Yeah, that's right. Today we are unboxing an almost $1,000 Demon Slayer statue. Who is the statue of? Now, that's a great question, but you're gonna have to wait a second and watch me unbox something with Harmmy here first before we get to that. Okay, so we made it to the mall. We're in Buena Park, which is, I don't know, very far from where I live, but this mall is pretty cool besides the fact that it's like slightly dystopian and very empty. So we made it. We're filming it at an esports place and they got some crazy statues here. Look at the night guy, that's dope. Look at all these boxes. Oh my God, look at this Sephiroth. So this is a private room that you can rent at the esports place that we're at right now. And this is the studio we're gonna be working with. So we got the black curtain here as a drop. We got our little turny pedestal here to show off the statue once it's built. That's her right there. This is our camera setup. We got the Logitech there, right there. Signed into all my Twitch stuff, signed into my TikTok. We're gonna be live on both those accounts. But I am very excited to do this live, even though I usually have to like take my shirt off and put a thinner one on because I get so sweaty while building these. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
Super good. Lovely, we got it! We're making progress. All right, listen, guys, this is why I'm the face, all right? I'm not the talent. Sure, at one point, I was a biochemist.
So that's done. It was kind of wild, actually. There was 350 people in the TikTok chat at one point. We built Monica. She looks fantastic. I'm gonna give you a closer look in 1 second. Obviously, this video isn't really about Monica. That's what the live stream was about. But guys, this is for sale on Harmy's website. She doesn't belong to an anime or a manga or anything. She has her own lore that you can figure out once you purchase her. You can just look into it yourself. She's from Polaris Studios. There's only 200 of these on the world, and they come in different colorways. This is obviously the all-white colorway, but she also comes with black hair, brown hair. It's actually really cool. But as you can see, and this actually statue has some really, really cool aspects. Basically, everything on her is magnetic. So she's being held into the space right here with magnets. This table and this vase back here are both being held with magnets. And what's unique about her is that her eyes are actually glass, not resin like your average statue. And also, those are made of silicone. But the real reason we're here is a Demon Slayer statue. And that's what we're picking up right now. And it has made its way here. This is our box with our Demon Slayer statue in there. As you guys can see, I got 146 of 398, like 400 of these on Earth. And this is a sizable box. This is a really big statue that I'm really excited to unpack. And it's also our first Demon Slayer statue, so that's huge.
Okay, so I found my camera, which is a step in the right direction. Now I guess I can kind of show off what I got in terms of where my new office is looking like. So obviously with me getting a bunch of new statues now from a bunch of new sponsors, well, I kind of needed a bookcase that was going to be able to display said statues as well as all the figurines I already have. So I got these bookcases from Target for $35 a piece, which was a bargain. And they're modular, which means I can put these bases really wherever I want, which means I can make bigger shelves for big statues like this and big figurines like Goku and Endeavor. I have Sasuke, I have Itachi right here. I hope he forgives me for that. We have Gengar down here. We have our Pikachu as Hashirama up here, and then all of the figurines that we've collected over the years. We have our Remram and One Imposter collection up here. But yeah, it's just basically a hodgepodge of all of the anime figures / statues I have thus far. The only problem is Datara didn't fit. And I was like, oh, I can just put them on top, but the problem is the area between the top of this bookshelf and the ceiling is this much off how much I would need for him to be up there. But with no further ado, let's find something to fill up this blank space down here in the statue we're about to build. So getting this thing all the way back from Buena Park was an absolute pain, but you didn't have to deal with that. You just get to watch me unbox it. I'm just now realizing I don't have my office knife in this new office. Don't judge me for this, I'm using Itachi's ID card. Oh my God, it actually worked. This thing is actually sharp. Now for everyone's favorite part. Nick pulls a box out of a box, but fortunately, this box has plastic wrapping, which I can use to pull this box out of the other box. Come on! This is so much easier to do with two people. Oh, the problem is the other box is running into the other box I need to unbox, and my entire life is boxes. Okay, we did it. So as far as boxes for statues have gone, this one is definitely one of the weirder ones. Wow, this is a box. Let me show you. The outside of the box is just a very large, very pixelated picture. There's no branding, there's nothing. It's just the character pointing at you. And I guess I'll give you a little bit of a hint as to who we're unboxing here today. He's the only Hashira with heterochromia. But like, I don't know if you can tell or not, like this is very pixelated. Like they clearly just took a photo from the anime and just blew it up and printed it on cardboard. It's unique as far as boxes go, but I'm not gonna say it's my favorite. But now that we're very clearly looking at who we're unboxing here, this is a good opportunity for me to remind you guys how we're doing this statue unboxing today. This was provided to us by Harmmy Anime. Harmmy Anime has 2 online websites, which you can see on the screen right now, and a physical location in the Santa Anita Mall in California, Arcadia specifically. And when I tell you this is far from the only Demon Slayer statue I have, I feel like I'm underestimating. This store is chock full of Demon Slayer statues. Anybody you want from Demon Slayer, they got a statue of it. But enough about the other statues they have. Let's get to unboxing this one. Let's get to the second to worst part of unboxing any statue, pulling the styrofoam out of the second box. Fortunately for me, this one does have the styrofoam handles that some statues have. And this is an absolute necessity. Trying to pull styrofoam out of a very tight box without anything to hold on to, like almost impossible. Other statues will have these Velcro straps, and you can grab onto those. So this having both of those things makes this significantly easier for me. There we go. Now, usually I use the box as a frame of reference to see what I'm building because usually there's an image of the statue on here, but I'm gonna go ahead and say this probably isn't what I'm building. So we're gonna get rid of that. We're gonna push this into the corner and forget it exists. But now for the part we've all been waiting for. The reveal of the statue we're building today. We just gotta open this chest of styrofoam on up. Oh God, there's more tape. Can Itachi go 2 for 2 today? Let's find out. Oh my God, he can. Let's go, baby. Itachi hasn't been this sharp since the night he murdered his family. And with Itachi's work done, it's time to open this bad boy up, and it's upside down. I opened it upside down. That's all right. We can work with it. So let's start these unboxing videos in the way that we like to start these unboxing videos, with the base, which actually is not nearly as heavy as I thought it was gonna be. What I do love about Harmmy is that they make sure that all of the pieces are wrapped in paper, even if it's the one that you're buying off the shelves, they'll rewrap everything for you. And the base here is absolutely gorgeous. So this is a tree scene. And as you can see, let me show you, we have a tree sprouting out here. We have a couple of pink flowers. We have this red and white rope. This tree is absolutely gorgeous. The texturing on it is awesome. And then in the back here, we got this big old snake's tail. Who do you guys think it could be? It's not like he was on the box or anything and he's still staring at me from the side of the room. What's cool about this base is also there's a gold sigil on the bottom with 2 snakes on the sides here and then a big snake with its mouth open in the middle. So obviously big pieces start first, and oh my God, that's where all the weight was. This is apparently not a lot of pieces that go to the statue because all of the weight is right here. We have the rest of our tree, which I believe rests right on in, oh, where? Okay, I figured it out. I had the orientation incorrect. Obviously, this is the majority of our snake body here. As you can see, the scale texturing is absolutely gorgeous. Our snake doesn't quite have a head yet. Obviously, we have more of the tree, more of the pink flowers there. It is a hefty, full-on resin piece, and it slides in right here like that. So now we obviously have our snake starting from the base here. I think the snake might be going underground. That's the only way I could see the snake continuing from here. We have our snakes, the end of our snake's tail right there, and then the snake goes underground and then back over ground right here by the looks of it. So, strong snake. Even though a snake's body can still move without its head, this snake needs a head. Look at the detail of the snake, especially within its mouth. Absolutely gorgeous. It's like glossy, like it's actually wet inside of here. It's super, super cool. The fangs are very sharp. I would not recommend touching those. So let's get this snaky boy snapped in here, and just like that, oh my goodness, the snake is coiling all around this tree. It's coming right at you as the viewer, which is actually pretty dope at eye level there. Man, that looks gorgeous. We'll obviously get a better view of everything once everything's snapped in, but for the moment, let's get some more of the big parts on. But obviously, this snake is just an accessory for somebody else on this tree, and that somebody else is gonna need legs. So let's get them slid in right there, and they're gonna be built up into the snake sort of here. Now, at this point, most of you should realize that we're building Obanai Igoro, the snake pillar. But do you guys know what Obanai's snake's name is? Pause the video, take a guess, and if you're right, I don't know, I'll give you a little kiss. I don't know how I'll assume that you were right without continuing the video and just hearing me announce the answer, but I don't know, good faith. So Obanai's snake's name is Kaburamaru. Kaburamaru and Igoro have a very interesting connection in that Igoro and Kaburamaru can actually communicate sort of telepathically. And what's interesting about these two is that most people know that Obanai has two different colored eyes, heterochromia. But what people don't know is that Obanai is actually blind in one of his eyes, and a lot of the time Kaburamaru actually acts as his eyes. You see, Kaburamaru can use their tongue, the tongue I haven't installed yet, in order to lick the air, and this is why we see snakes always licking the air. Snakes have an incredibly precise sense of taste, so they can taste things in the air like hormones and dust and things like that can cue them into very important things around them. And since Kaburamaru and Obanai can communicate somewhat telepathically, Kaburamaru can transplant this information to Obanai. But enough lore explaining, let's get Obanai's torso on here. This is Obanai's torso with his very iconic black and white striped cloak. The rippling effect on this cloak is absolutely magnificent. You would assume you would lose it because of the stripes, but you can see that he's truly in motion. And the way that these flaps separate from each other, and they're super high quality. You couldn't bend these if you tried. But let's get him on there. This is actually gonna be a bit tough. Maybe I was supposed to do this before I put Kaburamaru on there. No. I think I could figure this out. No, hold up. Yeah, I might have taken the wrong steps, but we got him on there anyways. Now, he's got a torso. What is a demon slayer without a sword? Obanai's sword is actually very unique. Obanai's sword is modeled after a crysknife. You see, a crysknife looks a lot like a snake, and that's why it's used by Obanai, but it was actually created as an assassin's tool. See, when you're stabbed by a crysknife, both the entry wound and the exit wound cause different kinds of gouging. This is because the sword isn't straight, so as you pull this sword out of somebody, it will make the wound almost inoperable. And because of this, crysknives were perfect for assassinations because there was almost no way after you were stabbed by one of these that you were coming back from it. But Obanai is just a little snaky boy, so he got one of these, and let's give it to him. I think it goes like this, if I'm not mistaken. It does go like that. Oh no, it doesn't. Wait, it probably does. I think maybe I'm just supposed to put it over the tree. Yes, there we go. Let's do a quick update on what we have so far. So obviously Kaburamaru is complete except for his tongue. We have Obanai's torso, his crysknife-esque blade here behind the tree and all of that. Absolutely gorgeous texturing on the blade there. And you might think like, oh, this isn't painted well, but this is actually what it looks like in both the anime and the manga. It's very non-uniform. And in fact, the details are so precise that there's even kanji that says the snake pillar on his blade. Here, I got some light on it. Maybe that'll help you see it better. But obviously, even a sword is useless if a demon slayer doesn't have a head. So that's our next piece. And this head looks incredible. We have the smaller Kaburamaru right there because obviously Kaburamaru is just the size of a regular snake. And that's actually all of Kaburamaru. You can see Kaburamaru's tail right there. And they even have the heterochromatic eyes, which look absolutely gorgeous. Now, as to which eye is blind and which eye can see, I honestly cannot remember, but at least he's got a head now. Now, obviously, obviously that's the majority of the big pieces, but there are still a lot of small pieces that need to go in, and I don't know where any of them need to go because once again, the box is just a blown up image of his face. My first and biggest problem is these two pieces of rope, which I have no idea where they go. Obviously we have some of that rope right here on the base of the tree, but what truly perplexes me is that this piece of rope is actually magnetic. So I think it's supposed to snap around something or somebody. So I found an image of it built and I've found out where the ropes need to go. So I know I need to put this one right. Well, that doesn't look quite right. It fit a lot better with the other way. Maybe I haven't figured anything out. Well, I guess I sort of figured it out. It doesn't really look like the photo. It's kind of just hanging off the side here, but I don't know, it is just rope, so I guess it kind of would just do that. So to give you a better look at my rope, as you can see, it's kind of just hanging there in existence when the other one looks so flush with it, man. It looks so like it's on there to stay. It looks like it's part of the tree. It looks like it's been there for centuries, and mine is just kind of chilling. Now the magnetic one had to snap into the back of the tree here, which is actually really cool because very rarely do you see accent details for the back of a statue. That's very, very rare. Now all that's left is a bunch of these green explosion things, and while I don't technically know where they're supposed to go, they do have pegs that will help me find out. On top of having pegs, these are also magnetic, which is super helpful, so I can find that this goes here and it'll just snap right in like that, which is awesome. It actually appears as though I was a little bit early to give Open-Eye his head because I forgot that he wears bandages around his face and that those bandages hang off the side of his face. And I was looking at his shoulder and his shoulder had a little hole in it and I was like, well, what could that hole be? And I was like, oh, I had to relook at the photo and I realized he's got a little bandage line here. So now we can give him his head now that his whole body is complete, and boom! And with that scarf being put in all of our green accent marks, which really had to go in everywhere, we are almost done with this statue. All we're missing now is Kaburamaru's tongue, which should go right about there. And then boom, that is our final piece. I am still absolutely blown away with the quality of this statue. There's just so many things about this statue that blew me out of the water. The texture of Kaburamaru's mouth that truly makes it look like it's inside a mouth with its glossy finish is incredible. The tongue is awesome. The way Kaburamaru comes out at you is incredible. Also, the layout of this statue, how Kaburamaru perfectly wraps around this tree that builds up in the background, and Open-Eye fits perfectly into the hole left. One of my favorite details is one that's probably gonna get missed by a lot of people. It's the grass on this tree. As you can see, everything is resin except for this grass, which is actually felt. And that's the same all throughout this statue. Anywhere that you see grass, it's actually green felt, which gives it the texture of moss. And while statues are not usually meant to be touched because, you know, they are kind of artwork, that's still a really cool touch. So let's give this statue one last look before we put it on the shelf. Obviously we have Kaburamaru, who was absolutely huge and massive. Open-Eye tucked into the tree in the massive Kaburamaru. We have his crysknife-like sword, also perfectly tucked right into that little hole right there. We have his scarf billowing, the green accent marks exploding all around the tree, in details even to the back of the statue here, where we still have the continuation of Kaburamaru, these green accent marks giving a scale to the back, a rope hanging off the back, the wrapping of the snake, seeing its underbelly here. Truly, truly incredible. And while there is truly, and I mean truly, nothing bottom shelf about this statue, even in the slightest, that is where she is going to go, right about here. Just like that, we have created and placed our first ever Demon Slayer statue. But I actually have another Demon Slayer statue on its way to my house right now. So don't worry, Iguro will not be alone for long down there. I'd like to take this opportunity to once again thank Harmmy Anime, who are the sponsor of today's video. Harmmy has a ton of incredible statues just like the one I unboxed today. And if you don't live in the Los Angeles area, or if you don't want to drive to the physical location, they have two separate websites. But let's say that But let's say that you're worried about getting these statues before anybody else can get their hands on them. Well, Harmmy has an Instagram, guys, where they post all of their brand new statues that they have in stock. So if you follow their Instagram, you'll be the first to know what they have. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today and watching another episode of Hammer's Collection. I love each and every single one of you. But while we're talking about love, guys, how about you show some back my way and like the video, subscribe to the page, and hit that noti bell.